Just a quick thought about sales, and I had an idea for an analogy. It's kind of sales is very much like meeting women, right? Now, when you're trying to sell something to somebody, it's just like when you're trying to convince a woman to get with you, right? And you don't just walk up to a woman in the street and say, "Hey, do you want to come home to my place and sleep with me?" You don't just say that. You have to baby step. You have to take one step at a time. You have to give her time to get to know you. You have to allow her to invest a little bit at a time. You don't ask her to invest everything all at once, right? To give you everything all at once, right? It's just the same with sales. You don't ask someone to buy your £1,000 product, your $1,000 product from the get-go when they don't even know you, right? You have to baby step. So the first thing you do with a woman is you say, you meet her in the street, and then you say, right, say, hey, there's something interesting over there. Like, do you want to come have a look? Or, whatever it is, something that's just like really small. You just met her on the street. She doesn't know who you are. And there's some nice view or some nice thing going on, on the street somewhere. And you just want to show her something, right? And she's not really investing anything by doing that. She's not committing herself. She doesn't know who you are, but why not? She hasn't got anything to lose. She could walk away at any moment. She could just say, okay, you're weird, goodbye, right? And so she's not losing out. She's not investing herself in any way. It's likewise with sales. You offer something for free, something that doesn't require any investment, that just gives them an opportunity to see who you are a little bit, right? And to begin building a relationship with the customer. Then you ask her, say, once you've been talking a little bit, and you said you want to go for coffee. See, now you're asking her to invest a little bit. It's not a big deal, but it's a little bit. She's investing something now, right? I'm not talking financially. I'm talking in terms of her showing some sort of interest in you, right? She's kind of putting herself on the line a little bit. So, just a small investment with sales. You offer a product that is very inexpensive, something that's very cheap, under $10 or something. Then the next step, you say, you've been for coffee and she's getting to know you, you're building that relationship, she can see you're not a total weirdo, right? And you're building that trust. Likewise with sales, you give them the free product, they can see you're actually adding value, right? They can see that, a $10 product, and you're giving them $30 of actual value, something that's like, you're going above their expectations. Then you want to lead them on to the next stage, and you want to say, hey, how about we go dancing or something? How about we go out tonight somewhere? And now she's got to know you a bit. She trusts you. She realizes that this is a bit more of an investment from her. This is a bit more of a big deal. But she knows you now, and there is a relationship there, and she knows. Yeah, so she's more likely to say yes, right? So she goes dancing with you. Again, with sales, now you're offering a more expensive product. Maybe it's more around the kind of $50 to $100 price range. And then, again, you have to always go above her expectations, right? Or same with the customer. You've always got to offer. I would always recommend at least 10 times as much value as the price they pay. So in terms of actual value of what they receive and how much benefit it has to their life, if you're selling $100 product, you want the value to them to be worth $1,000. Then now they've invested a significant amount of money with you. Now it's turning into a pretty big deal. And because they've invested this amount of money, they want you. They want you to be the real deal, right? They want to trust you now because they've invested something. Like it's kind of like their ego is involved in it, right? Otherwise, how can they justify having invested themselves so much, right? So they want it to go well. They're really hoping that it does go well, which makes it a little bit easier for you, right? And now you've got the ball rolling. The relationship is rolling, right? You've got momentum, and you just keep working on that momentum and building that relationship and sustaining the trust. You never want to break the trust. One moment you break the trust and you show them that, you push too hard, or, you try to make them, if you try to make them take too much of a big step, like if you take them for coffee and then you say, hey, do you want to go home with me after that? Like, you're jumping too quickly, and then you lose the trust and you show that you show your intentions, right? At the same time, with sales, it's just like relationships. Not every customer, you should never give the impression that you think every customer is suitable for you, right? You need to be testing your customer as well. Just like with women, right? You take a girl for coffee, you haven't met her either. She may be very good looking, but at the end of the day, you don't know she might be totally crazy, right? You've got to get to know her as well, right? So that's another important aspect. It's exactly the same. Sales is exactly the same as meeting women. And then, so once you've taken her dancing, you've built a really good relationship, she really knows you, she wants it to work, then you can say, and also another thing, just like with sales, you've got to strike while the iron's hot. When her buying temperature is at the highest point, right? When she's really having fun, she's really in a good mood, and you get them saying yes, right? And going along with them, you take her here, you take her there, and she's like just following you, right? And she likes it, right? Because you're leading. With sales, you show them all these different things, and they're following along, and they're enjoying it, and they're receiving a lot of value from it. And now they're really quite excited about what you have to offer. And then that's when you can say, do you want to go watch a movie? Do you want to go back to my place? I have a guitar, we could play guitar, or whatever, right? Whatever. You don't want to say, hey, do you want to go back and sleep with me? Yeah, you say, do you want to go back to my place, right? So you take that step. And then when you're in a place, then you have the opportunity to, seal the deal, so to speak. So it's just like sales. That's when you offer the $1,000 product, the big main product that you ultimately were trying to sell. That's where the real money is. That's where you're really going to make profit, So that's just my thoughts on sales. You've got to have a pipeline. You've got to have a sales funnel, right? And the thing is that there's so many potential customers out there that not all of them are gonna go through that funnel. Some of them, at the end of the day, some of them won't like what you offer, right? Some of them won't receive value, and it's not every person is a customer for you. Not everybody is suitable, and not everybody needs what you have to offer. So you need to have as many potential customers going through the funnel as possible. So at the very first stage, when you're meeting a woman on the street, not everyone is going to take the first step. You have to meet a lot of different women before you find the right one that's going to actually go all the way through, right, to the very end. It's just like with customers. You've got to have a large pool of potential customers, and you have to push them through the funnel. Not all of them will last until the end, but the higher quantity of potential customers that you can get from the outset, the more sales you're going to make in the end. So yeah, that's it. Just my thoughts on sales. Hope you got some value from this, and you can check me out on oliverhimself.com. That's my blog. I'm on YouTube. If you are on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. If you like this, if you got any sort of value from it, press the like button. Show me what, if you didn't like it, press the dislike button. Give me some feedback, you know, and leave a comment if there's anything that you have to say, you know, anything you think, any questions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I'll try and answer them, or maybe even make a video in response. So yeah, you can follow me on social media as well. I'll have links down below. So yeah, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.